everybody, what's going on? This is Frankie with the Barlow's Boutique. I'm doing my Friday the 13th episode, 004 of the mini podcasts. Sorry I didn't do it on time. I had life happened, and that happens. So, just for a lot of us horror people, it's always like a holiday or whatever. And thought I do want to give you my thoughts on the franchise. Starting with part one, it's a classic. The cast is good, the acting is good. It's one of those things where the studio decided to treat this low budget movie like a big budget movie and give it a big budget release, at least, and it did spectacular. There's nothing to complain about with the first movie. A lot of people for some reason don't know that it's not Jason doing the killings in it. It's Mrs. Voorhees. In that first movie, he's long gone, but the Savini effects in it are amazing, and it's just, it's top notch. It's great. It's one of the best 80s slasher movies, if not the best ever, period. Part two, it's pretty cool. That's when they decided to bring Jason, make him a real thing. I love that movie as well. I think the cast is good. Amy Steele rocks it. I think Steve Dash did a great job as Jason. The effects were awesome. Jason's look was at the time it was awesome. Looking back on it, I really like part four, the way he looks in part four better. But if you think about it, I think part two makes more sense with him having like long hair and being kind of backwoods-ish looking, for lack of a better word. But the kills are great. There's that classic kill. Oh, let's get the classic kill. The first one, obviously the arrowhead through Kevin Bacon's neck. It's classic. Part two, of course, the classic one. Although there's debate. Most people think the classic kill is the two people in bed. Other people think that Mark in the wheelchair with the machete in his head going down the steps is more iconic. But I think the double penetration one is more well known, although that was used before in a different movie that's gonna stick to my brain right now. But it's just great. It's really good. I like how they the whole mythos, and everybody knows what happened, and there's rumors that Jason's around, but nobody's seen him except for the fact that Alice disappeared. Oh, I want to talk about that. A lot of people they don't understand what's going on in part two. They think that somehow Jason found Alice wherever she's living, and that's not the case. The case is after a year, she came back to Crystal Lake, rented a house, and was trying to use it as therapy. She was painting and going out to the lake. Well, one day when she went out to the lake, Jason saw her, and then followed her into town and found her, and that's how he killed her. Like a lot of people say, she ain't really dead. She's a final girl. Like, she was a final girl in the first one, but she's dead as shit in the second one, as you plainly see, and that's classic as well. The head in the refrigerator. Part three, a lot of people dog part three. They think the acting ain't as good, and they claim that Steve Miner just didn't care about the acting, and that might be the case. But I find it very enjoyable. I love the cast. Tracy Savage, iconic kill in that one, of course, is the harpoon gun in the eye from Vera. This is when, obviously, is when Jason gets his hockey mask from Shelley. Larry Zerner, who's a good dude. He back in the day, even before I went to any conventions, I just wrote to his law firm that he worked at and sent a self-addressed stamped envelope. He signed his own photo and sent it to me for free. That's that guy. That's pretty awesome. Good luck with that these days. Well, maybe from him still, but yeah, good luck with those prices. The 3D, it's so fun to watch it in 3D. I actually was one of the people that bought the bootleg 3D on DVD a long time ago before they re-released it with the actual glasses. Had to order glasses off eBay and watch it like that, and it looked really good. The trick was to try to get rid of all the light in the room. If you had light in the background or anything in the foreground, it kind of messed with the effect. But if you could get it dark as possible, it looks really good. Nothing much more to say about that. I think the kills are great. Jason's a beast. Richard Broker, rest in peace. He was amazing as an. And that's another thing, that a misconception. For some reason, people just they they grew up with Kane Hodder, and they didn't either watch these movies or they're fucking stupid. Jason ran like hell in part 2 and part 3 and part 4. He ran. He didn't breathe heavy and walk. Oh God, I'll get into that. But yeah, he ran, and Richard was even, he gets stabbed in the knee, and he's limping and running. It's amazing. I love how fierce he was. Like, especially when you can see his frustration with Ali at the end when he thinks he's dead, and then he comes out at the last minute and chops his hand off, and then he just keeps cutting at him. He's like, "You're gonna die this time." And it allows Chris to give the axe to the head. This brings us to my favorite one of the series, part 4. I think the acting was superb in it. Crispin Glover, come on, forget about it. Corey Feldman, awesome. It's his birthday today too. Today's the 16th, so happy birthday, Feld Dog. Anyway, iconic kill in this movie, I have to say, is Jason's. The long, slow slide down the machete blade. He's dead meat. He's dead. I love the what's his name? The Jason Hunter, whose sister died in part 2. I love that arc of that character. Some people will bitch about the timeline. He's like, "Oh, really? He seems like he's been chasing Jason forever." It's like, no, he's only been chasing Jason for 2 days, or a day actually. He sees that he's out of the morgue, and he heads that way. So I don't know why people don't buy that. I think it's stupid. I think it's awesome, because I can't think of the character's name in part 2 that died. That is his sister, but I think they're from New York City, so it ain't that far from New York City to New Jersey, or maybe they lived in New Jersey, in the city, Jersey City or something, and then they went out in the country or whatever. I love part 4. It's just great. The kills are like just to the point, fast and vicious. It's good stuff. Part 5. It's got the same vibe as the last 3 of them. The MPAA got a hold of it, took all the blood out. Still fine, I guess. The kills are so crazy. I think up to that point, it was the most kills in one of the movies. I like the idea of it, and that's where we start getting into what I would coin as one-offs, and I'm happy with that. Although there's the Tommy Jarvis trilogy, but like the one-off of it not being Jason, it's an imposter. He's wearing the different chevroned mask, and he's got his own reason for doing it. The iconic kill in that movie, I'm not quite sure that there is one. Maybe the hedge clippers in what's her head's eyes. She had some big eyes. I can't think of her name, but her real last name in real life is Voorhees, so that's kind of crazy. Yeah, that one's pretty good. It's hard to watch. It's hard for me to watch these days. I really like the scenes where Tommy's flashbacking or he's seeing shit. I love, like, they do the part 4 Jason. It's pretty cool. Overall, it's a good movie. It's fine. Part 6, this is my friend Ray's favorite. It was I remember watching this at a party for the first time, and like there was, I don't know how many kids were there, 15 kids, and I was probably one of the few people that were taking it seriously, and people were asking me questions as the movie was going on. So I've always been that guy. It's a fun movie. Tom McLaughlin did a great job. I think C.J. Graham is Jason. Although he is coming back from the grave, he's not slow. He's quick. He's quick with his stuff. Quick with his pace. I like that. I like the way he looks. Love Tom Matthews as Tommy. Obviously Corey couldn't do it because he was doing Goonies. Or he couldn't do part 5 because of Goonies. I guess I just didn't ask Corey to do Jason Lives. But I love Tom Matthews, of course, from Return of the Living Dead. It's great. It's awesome. Iconic kill in that one. Let's see. Would it be bending Sheriff Garris backwards? Crack, crack, crack. Is it that one? Or is it... Oh, no. It's the triple decapitation, which the MPAA cut the hell out of as well. Because I guess the effects crew did a whole mechanism with bouncing heads and the body torsos going down and everything, and then they just cut the hell out of it. which sucks. But in that time frame, it was very common. And speaking of that, that takes us to part 7, New Blood. I liked it when it came out, and this is my favorite one with Kane in it. I think the makeup that John Carbuckler did was amazing. When he comes up out of the lake and you can see his spine, that's crazy, awesome. Uh, Again, the MPAA just cut the hell out of the effects. You can't see nothing. And let's see, is there an iconic kill in that? No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. The uncut axe face is rad, and the girl, the axe uncut with the bitch girl when she gets it in the head, that's pretty cool. But I don't know if there is an iconic kill in that one. I have over time I tried rewatching it. I can't even watch it now. I think it's I don't know. I hate to badmouth actors and stuff, but it's not up to. It's not even as good as Part 5 as far as I'm concerned, actor wise. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. And let's see, Part 8, that Jason Takes Manhattan. It's bullshit. It's a bullshit movie. Jason takes a cruise. He looks goofy in it. The kills are whatever. It's just shot weird. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. There's nothing I can say good about it, so I won't say nothing. Some people like it the best. I scratch my head about that. Let's see, where are we at here? Part 9, Jason Goes to Hell. What a piece of shit of a movie. It's just so. I mean, it's harder to swallow for me personally. And remember, this is my opinion. Don't have to get mad. You can just not listen to me or whatever. But just the whole idea. You got the crate from Creepshow in the basement. You got the Evil Dead book and the dagger. You got him jumping. You know, they turn him into a demon. And this is the problem you get whenever you take a real life character and kill it and then bring it back. Then you gotta start putting bullshit into it. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it. I like John D. LeMay. I like him as an actor. I like a lot of the actors in it. What's her head from Buck Rogers is in it. I loved her growing up. Lauren Gray, love her to death. She's great. She's believable. There's some gross out effects in there for sure. The that thing coming out and going into the other guy's mouth, that's pretty gross. But again, I just think it has the great kill is the guy who gets the signpost and he rips up and splits in half. Now that was pretty badass. I don't know how they got away with that, but it was awesome. So I'll give it that. It has a great kill in it, but these movies I just don't hold very high. Let's see what's after that. Jason Goes to Hell. Then there's Part 10, which is Jason X. Jason Goes to Space. I love Todd Farmer. I loved his writing on the My Bloody Valentine remake. I'm not going to talk about that movie. Not going to talk about it. Let's see what we got next. That was 10. 11 is Freddy versus Jason. It was a fun movie when it came out for me. I thought they did it fine. Although I'm not a fan of Kane as Jason, when they were first talking about the movie, it obviously had to be him, you know. But they didn't use him. I thought Ken did a fine job for what it was. They just, I don't know. They went for a puppet more than anything. Jason just kind of wandering around doing Freddy's bidding. I think it was awesome that Robert did it. I thought he was really awesome in it. I liked some of the cast. Kelly Rowland did a good job. The guys in it did a good job. What's his name? John Ritter's son. What's her head from the Ginger Snap movies? I can't think of her name right now, but I love her in movies as well. She's really good. It was a fun movie. I used to watch it. I can watch it now with commentary. It's one of the, there's a lot of movies that's what get me through watching it. It's the commentary. It's fun. It is what it is. I was one of the people that would, you heard about that in '84 actually. You heard Robert Englund talking about it, and a lot of people at conventions would ask him about it, and I remember hearing about it and be like, what? How cool would that be? Been cool if it was like Richard Broker versus Robert Englund. or Ted White, but whatever. Um, 2009 remake. I love this movie. It goes right back. You could put it right back in the middle of 2, 3, or 4. In my opinion, I think it's great. Jason's alive and well. He's running. He's brutal. Derek Mears did a badass job as Jason. I don't care what anybody says. His makeup was not only badass, it's realistic, which makes it kind of crazy. I remember, you just kind of see it in the movie, but I remember first time I saw an actual good picture of it. Whoa, how crazy, how scary. I think the guy that was in the scene in the top of the barn who gets his throat slit should have been a little bit more freaked out than what he was. I get, but he was like a dumb character, so I guess he was like, dude, that ain't even right, dude. Love that movie. Love the kills. All the kills. They're just good. The acting's good. A lot of gore, a lot of sex. It's perfect. There's no. I don't even understand what's wrong with it. The mere fact that they took a cast of characters at the beginning and killed them, killed all of them except the one right off the bat. It's like, fuck, this is badass. This is what we've been looking for. Awesome. A plus. And then you people out there that hate it, you can eat a mint. I don't know what your problem is. You're stuck on slow ass Kane Hodder Jason or something. I mean, it's not that I don't get it, but here's my thing. What I've come to realize is I like Jason to be a real person that gets hurt, that it's real, And people argue, well, explain how he survived as a little kid all the way up. And, that is kind of wish-washy. But that leads me to one of the questions. I asked people to ask me questions about it. My friend John asked me what I would have done different or if I had any ideas. My idea would have been, and it's not without holes or perfect, but Jason drowns. Mrs. Voorhees freaks out and does a lot of dumb shit. But then she finds him and realizes he's alive. So she loses her mind when she thinks he's dead. First of all, you got to get that straight. She wasn't quite right anyway because obviously Jason's dad didn't want nothing to do with her. Blah blah blah. So when she thought he was dead, a switch turned off in her brain. She's done. Well, she finds him. He's alive. He didn't drown. He wandered off in the woods, and she found him. But she had done some shit that she couldn't take back really. So, with that combined with her not being right mentally, she takes him out to that shack and brings him food, brings him clothes, and does that kind of thing. And she does that all the way up, from 56 to 1980. Because he is deformed, by the way. So she's doing that. She's always around. People know who she is. And that's an explanation on how that could work, possibly. There it is. Take it or leave it. I've heard better people come up with better stuff. I've heard way worse stuff. Way worse stuff. But I love Friday the 13th. I don't remember when it's not been a part of my life, to be honest. So I think it's all. I'm going to wrap it up. Friday the 13th, the series, it was fun, but it had nothing to do with the movies, so get that out of the way. That was cool. I loved that chick back in the day, too. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any comments, comment if you want. Don't be too mean. Or don't comment at all, or message me. And try to get a real podcast up soon. I don't know when that's going to happen. But, alright, that's all I got to say. Have a good time. Here's my Friday 13th Wall of Fame. I did this once and the lighting was so bad you couldn't see nothing. But all my posters, the first 4, only ones worth watching really, except for the remake, in my opinion. Anyway, here's I got Ari's autograph. Amy Steele. There's that Larry Zerner one. Frank, have you seen my hockey mask? Sent that for me for free. What a good dude. There's Lawrence Monoson as Ted the Computer. Classic Corey Feldman. Steve Dash, Warrington Gillette, Tom Morga. I got Kane, of course, Ken Kersinger, and Derek Mears. Finally, I got the mastermind of it all, Victor Miller. Oh wait, that's PJ Souls. Anyway, yeah, those are the movies I got. Awesome. Also, my favorite of all time, Ted White, Part 4. He just killed it. It was so good. So great. I'm going to take you over here too. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this or not, but hold on a second. I can edit this out. Come on, fucker. This is my life-size Derek Mears remake figure. It's, got it at a Halloween store. You know, after Halloween, if you go there, you can buy everything for like a while off. So that's pretty cool. It's a goofy thing, but the sculpt's pretty accurate. So thanks for watching. Subscribe, like the page, like the Barlow's Boutique page, or don't, whatever. I don't care. It's hotter than hell in here, so I'm gonna go inside and edit this bitch. Peace out.